everyone, welcome and thanks for joining us today. My name is Dave Yoster. I am the president of the Managed Service Provider Association in America. Today we are joined by André from NomadGuru. André, how are you?
Fine yourself.
Great. Well, so quick story, everyone. So André and his company has come all the way from South Africa to be at MSP Expo in Florida today. André, very quick question before we get into everything else. Why did you guys come here?
There's a whole MSP Expo happening here. We know all the MSPs were going to come together here, and we wanted to just come and connect with everyone, really, understand, get into some discussions with people, because it's ultimately all about the MSPs, serving them. So I think it was important for us to come and connect with people, understand the needs of people, all of that. So this was a great space to do that. And yeah, the sale of the event is amazing. We're loving it. We're loving all the discussions. So that's great.
Well, everyone, it's clearly the place to be, MSP Expo. There are hundreds of MSPs here, lots of people from all walks and all different places around the United States. But let's get into NomadGuru here. So, André, tell us a bit about your company and what it is that you guys do.
So NomadGuru ultimately provides dedicated technicians, technical resources, whether it's level 1, level 2, level 3 dispatch to MSPs in the States. So we understand that model because back home, we have an MSP as well that we've built for many years. That's a mid-size MSP that's got about 35 odd staff members, and that's doing great. That's doing fantastic. And we just thought, we know what the business looks like, and
Sure.
We know that people here, especially small to medium-sized MSPs, they need help. They need technical resources. And in a world where technical resources are so few and far between, it just makes sense for us. So
okay.
We got into this market, and we learned a lot through our own MSP, and we're applying it here as well to absolutely come and help the smaller MSPs over here scale, because a lot of those owners want to step back a little bit maybe, and we help them manage these staff members essentially. That's the key for us. It's not just a drop a resource and we go. We're there to partner with them, to understand their business.
So if an MSP wants to have international operations, let's say in South Africa, because that's where you guys are, right? If an MSP wants to have operations in South Africa, and they can call on you to basically support that technical support role, is that correct?
100%. Yeah, we can do that, but we also offer the main route of the business is really to tie in with that MSP from South Africa, and we work along with their staff members sitting here in the US today. So we form part of that team, and the resource ultimately clicks in with their team. They work from our offices. We've got offices in Cape Town and Johannesburg. We look after those staff members there, whatever they need. We provide all the computing equipment, but we're also there for them to just engage with the actual staff members themselves directly. And one of the interesting things that we've learned is it's a very interesting relationship dynamic that starts forming.
Sure.
Because it's not that they look at us as the boss. They work for an MSP, so they see that as the company they work for. We become their partners. They have a unique relationship with us, and we can then feed that to the MSP owner in the back end to say, hey, your guy's struggling with this a little bit. Maybe do this for him, or maybe do that for him. So that's a unique part. But yeah, we can serve both parts in international business or.
So in the MSP world, in the tech world, everyone talks about around the sun technical support. You know, and a lot of MSPs outsource support all over the place. So an MSP that is US based with US customers, they can then say, okay, we offer around the clock support, around the sun support, and you guys will then fulfill that role, which is fantastic. I think that's a really, really great model. I think it'll help a lot of MSPs out here. Tell us about your company in South Africa. So obviously you as a South African, you have a different perspective on technology and how technology works for companies, right? And your clientele in South Africa versus the clientele in America, how do you think that's different a little bit?
So it's a great question. I think one of the interesting things that we've seen is while the technical resources understand all the technology platforms across the board, the cloud stack, the security stack, all that kind of stuff, the customers themselves in South Africa is maybe just not quite there yet. So,
Gotcha.
So they're busy moving slowly into those markets and kind of playing catch up. But the technical resources themselves have the skills. So working with MSPs in the US, it's amazing. They love it because they get exposure to the full stack that they want to work on. But absolutely, customers that's inside South Africa, you know, I think it's just like we had to wait for the wave, you know, to come. So
Sure.
it's just Fireball was there many years ago, and you know, now we're seeing all the cloud stack stuff coming down, and a lot of smaller customers are taking cloud more seriously, are taking security topics more seriously.
Sure.
So all of that is definitely coming on.
So for the South African viewers that may be watching this or may watch it in the future, if you're looking for an MSP that has exposure and has insight into where the technology world is going, NomadGuru is the people you should be speaking to. The fact that they're here in Florida in the United States, getting access to all the resources that the American market has, that for you guys is a significant advantage in your market, correct?
Absolutely. So we get a lot of upside with that. I think just because any first world country is a little bit ahead of the curve always, so we get a lot from that, we gain a lot from that. But at the same time, I think coming back to the core of what we offer, ultimately the technical resources working for these MSPs over here, what we see and learn here, we invest into those people. Okay. Because we don't just put the person down, we facilitate with training and things. And it's important for us to understand that cloud stack really well. So to be here, to have this experience, to connect with all these vendors, it's amazing.
One question we always ask when we're interviewing people, we always say there are a number of MSPs across the United States, worldwide. There's a lot. Okay. What about NomadGuru makes you guys different from an MSP that is possibly in your location in South Africa?
So I think we focus on the market here. We understand what that looks like. We've got partners in the States actually actively working with us here. So we've studied the market a little bit.
Okay.
And in South Africa, you know, just having that background of our own MSP, that serves as like we've done the time, you know. So we've learned all the tricks, the difficulty of staff and what it takes to manage them and deal with them and all of that. So ultimately, I think, you know, for us, we are here to serve MSPs.
Sure.
That's the difference, because we're so passionate about not just technology, but serving the MSP market. It's become a real big thing, and I think South Africa is still catching up to what it means to truly be an MSP, in my opinion. I think there's a lot of guys out there that still break fix. They call themselves MSP. I don't think they are necessarily there yet.
Okay.
And so that's also a key differentiator, absolutely.
So if a US MSP wants to outsource to you guys, what is the process they follow to do that? How do they go about that?
So once we get in touch, we'll do a requirement analysis, basically, just to unpack and understand what exactly they need. Because you know, is it a level 1? Is it level 3, etc.? We all want generalists, right? Every MSP wants a good generalist. But once we have that requirement, we'll go and find that person for me. So that's a dedicated technician, and our process is quite intense.
Okay.
We do a technical interview that's pretty intense, but we also focus on the people part. So culture is a big part, because you need to be able to click the right resource in, that's got the right personality, speaks to the business correctly, all of that. So that interview part we've fine-tuned really, really well. Okay. We also do extensive background checks on these guys, and that's unique because it's scary, right? Going abroad to get someone. So we take all of that worry and concern out of it. So we streamline that for you. Once that resource has come in and they're now working for you, we facilitate with that journey still. We give them the computing equipment that they need, no extra charge or anything. It's just part of the package. And we train them. In some places, you know, we see, okay, you'll have a level 2 resource that's maybe good with 80% of what he needs to be good at, but there's 20% that he doesn't quite get. We step in and we train there where we can to just facilitate that journey. There's also little things that we do ongoing with end of day reports and things that we get to feed back into the partner again. So that really helps that journey, you know. So it's an ongoing relationship and a partnership.
Sure. So clearly you have experience in this field, and clearly you have these relationships with US partners. You obviously have relationships with the South African partners, right? When you bring a new MSP on board to work with you, your main objective, please correct me if I'm wrong here, your main objective is to develop that relationship first and foremost. Once that relationship has been developed, you then go into more the technical and how you can support them. Is that about right?
Absolutely. So yes, it's about ultimately providing the technical resource, because we can drive that cost down for the MSP. Sure. That's obviously one of the key selling points there. But that partnership is so key for us, because it's without that, we don't understand their business. It's not enough to just say, well, you're an MSP, we know what you look like. Every MSP is so unique, and we absolutely know that.
Sure.
So we sit with that journey, we go through meetings with them. They want to know how is this person doing, you know? So we have all of those interactive meetings, and we're available around the clock on messaging.
There you go, right?
Absolutely.
You mentioned a key word there, which I was curious about. You mentioned unique.
Hmm.
And I agree with you. Every MSP has something unique about them. You guys have your uniqueness about you. When you're partnering with MSP, is there a certain field that you look for? Do you like focus on MSPs that focus on cybersecurity, or do you focus on MSPs that do networking support? Is there a particular channel that you're more interested in?
I don't think so. I think it's really the size. Maybe that's a better distinguishing point or mark, because the MSP that's today has got one tech, maybe up to, let's say, 20 techs. Somewhere in that space, there's a lot of room for growth, right?
Sure.
So anyone that's got 2 technicians, maybe they're thinking, I need a 3rd guy. I don't know if I can afford it. Well, this is a great way to get that 3rd guy in, to have the manpower, but not necessarily pay all those extra fees to have that extra resource necessarily. So that's a great way to work.
All right, great. Well, André, thanks for being here. Before we finish up for today, do you have any closing comments for your audience?
I think firstly, it's amazing to be here and to share all this space with you guys, and just connecting with everyone. So please come and find us wherever we are. You guys can go to nomadguru.net as well to come and look us up. But please connect with us while we're here. We'd love to meet with you, understand what we need, and I think ultimately, for us, it's about helping the MSPs here. We've got a fantastic business in South Africa as well that we know this MSP market really well. And we are super keen, and we've already seen from these partnerships we've seen the benefits that they reap from this relationship.
Yeah.
Because it's a two-way street, So absolutely loving it. But yeah, anyone that wants to connect,
all right,
we're
great.
here. Thanks.
Well, everyone, thank you very much. This is André from NomadGuru. If you are interested in reaching out to them or looking at the website is listed down below. If for some reason or another you find yourself traveling to South Africa and you want to have a contact or maybe go grab a coffee, this is the person you want to go speak to. André, thank you so much for being here, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of the expo over the next 2 or 3 days.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much. Thank you very much. Bye-bye, everyone.